What is going on, guys? Sid here with another FIFA 23 video, and welcome to the RTG on this channel. So guys, strap yourselves in because a whole lot of madness took place on my RTG. Guys, the squad shakeups, guys, still 100% a pure RTG, no money put in, it's just pure freaking grind work, and guys, it has been brutal. But guys, at the start of this video, you are gonna get to see the most insane pull that happened on Friday. So I did a team of the season or team of the season moments upgrade pack, guys, and I didn't even realize it was a tradable pack. So I did that for Shapeshifters promo part 3, guys, the third iteration of the Shapeshifters promo. So guys, I'm sending through the 84 rated squad, and you're gonna see the player that I packed but then had to sell off immediately because he didn't fit into my squad, number one, and number two, the coinage would inject life into my squad. So guys, team of the season or team of the season moments upgrade, and then we're gonna fast forward to hitting level 30 in the current season, and then guys, we're gonna test out Gavi, right? I had to get him done, right? So I'm just telling you guys right now, brace yourselves, right? Because I did a lot of trial and error in my RTG over the weekend, and I think you guys are gonna love how the squad has progressed. So without further ado, let's get to the pack pull that started this all, and it happened yesterday, right? So here we go, and then I think I recorded, so I'll just be quiet. So guys, check it out. 97 rated Luka Modric. How freaking cool is that? So guys, I sold them off immediately. I started testing out different players, different shapeshifters, premium shapeshifters and shapeshifters. I tried out Nicolas Pepe. I tried out the Becker center back card. I tried out, like, you name it. I tried out a whole bunch of different players. I kept shifting around the coinage, insane, right?
But 30, 84 plus players packed 30, in today's
right? So
video,
guys,
right?
I'm gonna
so
be quiet
I'm
for a
gonna
little,
show you,
and then
right?
I
think when I edit the video, you guys are already gonna see which player I packed. Is actually a doozy, right? You know what? No, I think I'll swap it to the I'll track it to the ending of the clip, right? So stick around for that. But guys, 30, 84 plus players pack, right? I was gonna take the Toni Kroos, but there's no center mid option, right? The card is absolutely astounding. There's no center mid option. That's a bummer. So 30, 84 plus players pack. Can we pull that Henry, right? Because that Henry card looks absolutely insane, and I would absolutely love to get that card or the Pogba card or any of these cards, right? But yesterday my luck was really good, right? And even if we don't pull anything in this, we'll go another round of the team of the season upgrade. How does that sound? Okay, so let's go. No more time wasting. I've brought you guys up to speed. 30, 84 plus players pack. Let's go. That's terrible. That's terrible. A 91 De Bruyne. Is there anything behind this, right? But that's terrible. That's still terrible. You know what? We can do an icon player pick, right? If we have enough. There's a regular Toni Kroos for 30, 84 plus. That is. So the drop weight, right? We in the community knows the drop weight is actually quite terrible in this game. Yeah, so guys, that left a horrible taste in my mouth. So I was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna try out Shapeshifters Gavi because I was using Klaus and Llorente in the meantime, right? Like I was like going back and forth between those two players, right? And I eventually settled on Llorente, but then I was only using him temporarily. That's where the coinage went, right? I shifted a lot of the coinage from the Modric into that Llorente card, the right back version of the card, right? So I used him in order. So with Llorente, Busquets, and Alba, I was able to complete the Gavi objectives, right? So it's like, okay, you know what? We've got a player review here in the form of a right back Gavi, right? So how cool does that sound, guys? And I shifted around coinage out the wazoo. I sold off my Llorente almost immediately after, right? And then when I sold off the Llorente immediately after, right? The card is absolutely brilliant, by the way, right? 6 foot,
and he shows up in game. He really does show up as a right back. But the Gavi is free, right? So I could not pass off on the freeness, right? So Lynx is amazing, Vitinha is amazing, right? But I really want to, so Lynx is amazing, Vitinha, they're both incredibly responsive. Shapeshifters, Vitinha, and Shapeshifters Lynx, absolutely insane, brilliant, right? But for chemistry's sake, right, I was like, okay, after that, let's do the 90 plus icon player pick, right? And I had the idea, right, after I shifted around the coins, sold off back the Nicolas Pepe. I didn't really like that card, right? The newer version, the striker version of that card, right? I didn't like Shapeshifters Nicolas Pepe, right? So I was using him, then I lost like 20k in coins just using that card, right? Really, really unreliable in game, right? But I had like a lot of like over the weekend after amassing all of that fodder, right? I was like, okay, you know what? Let's do, right? Like before we kick off the Gavi player review, let's do a 90 plus icon player pick, right? So, guys, Modric, then an icon player pick, right? And a Gavi player review, right? So, yeah, really just got to test out the coinage, right? And how much fun is that, right? So, sending through the 86 rated side, right? And we're 6 minutes and 22 seconds into the video, guys. And second squad, you know, like 30, 84 plus players, right? Even though we didn't pack anything in Shapeshifters, right, for the Shapeshifters promo, right, like they're extremely hard to pack, right? Even though we didn't pack anything, you instantly just get to use that into an SBC of your choice, right? So that's where the fun factor still lies in this game, right? Building up the squad, not necessarily grinding 24/7, 24/7, 24/7, right? No, it comes in the form of all of the adjacent things that you have to do, kind of like side quests, right? We've spoken about that before, right? How it almost feels like a side quest, right? But it keeps you, it breaks up from the monotony when you do that. And guys, 94 Garincha, Henri, or Socrates, right? So Socrates, right? So Garincha seems like the choice, right? The obvious choice. I went back and forth between the Henri and the Garincha, right? But for chemistry reasons, right? So, guys, shifted around the coinage after I sold off the Nicolas Pepe, right? I had him in my transfer list, and after I sold off the Llorente, right? Which I was using temporarily, right? With the Modric coinage, right? I built up back enough coinage, and I got the Ben Yedder into the side as my striker, guys. And what that ended up doing, right? It's like how I ended up maneuvering the players in order to get the chemistry on point, so I could put Fofana and that premium shapeshifters Milinkovic-Savic as my primary center mids, right? So that's where the fun, that's where the beastliness really comes into play, right? Trying to just get those two players into my set as my center mids, that was like the toughest thing, right? And it has to come, and it has to do everything with the chemistry, right, in the game, how the chemistry system works, right? But the premium shapeshifters cards, right, the best thing about those cards is that they operate like icons, right? They operate like the old school icons where they would build up the players in the adjacent league, etc., right? And they would, and their chemistry would just be untouched, right? So, yeah, so we've got in our back line, long story short, we've got Julio, we've got that Sorloth, we've got Medina, right, which is an absolute beast pairing with center backs, right? In our right back, we've got Gavi, right? We've got a brand new Gavi, right? So we're testing him out, right? And this is these matches literally just took place about 20 minutes ago, right? Like 20, 25 minutes ago, right? So instantly just jumped into rivals, right? And as you know, we have to initiate the climb, right? And I've been just waiting for the correct set of players to make this climb as easy as possible. So we're working smart and hard, right? A combination of both, right? So as long as I just invest the time, right? Yeah, guys, this card is so beastly. I've been using him as a super sub, right, since I got him done, but I couldn't slot him in comfortably into the side without losing chemistry, right? Because I am using that Sorloth as well, right, as one of my primary center backs, right? So it's just the way that the chemistry system works. I don't know what to tell you about the chemistry system, but the premium shapeshifters, right? The addition of premium shapeshifters kind of like renders the chemistry issues almost null and void, right? So we're testing out Garincha out of the blue. I finally get to use the Ben Yedder, right? The team of the season Ben Yedder. I've been waiting to try that freaking card out for as long as like since that card dropped, right? Because I know how wild, right, everyone goes about Wissam Ben Yedder, right? And pairing him with Mbappe up front, right, up top, just absolutely beast, right? We've got Vitinha, which is an incredibly responsive player, either as a striker or a left wing, right? Links as well, right? So, but obviously we're using Vitinha as our left wing because, guys, it's a no-brainer. He plays for PSG, right? Portuguese, right? And his responsiveness in game is like unmatched, right? Absolutely insane card, right? But guys, primary reason we're here, right? At least for these for this portion of the video, it's not really to test out the Ben Yedder or the Garincha. Those are like perks at this point. It's to test out Gavi as well, right? Because we have a back line that has like the average like defensive awareness is extremely high. Right, the average interception, like the pure defensive stats, are across the board on level, right? Which makes my life a little easier, my backline a little easier, right? And Ter Stegen, I think at this stage in the game, goalkeepers we're back to the part where goalkeepers don't really matter as much. They matter. They don't matter as much because everyone's running God tier level sides, like high level God tier level sides, right? And like the Shapeshifters promo kind of like breaks the game in a way, right? And while we're on that, guys, I was playing with like a broken controller for like the past 2 weeks, and I finally just switched out the controller, right? I think when you're doing content creation and when you're doing like these social media these YouTube content creation videos, right, and you're playing this game, right, at an intense rate, right, you really need to have like I think we just burn through controllers, right? It's just a given that you just end up burning through controllers, right? So we start off in the second match now, right? And Ben Yedder scores like almost immediately, right? How freaking cool is that? 5 minutes in, right? And this opponent is no joke. I think I've said this in previous videos, but it's a good point to reiterate. Anyone that's playing FIFA 23 at this stage in the game, regardless of their division, you can't let it fool you, right? Some people distribute their energy in friendlies. Some people distribute their energy in cups. They distribute their energy in foot champs. They distribute their energy in rivals, right? There's many different ways to distribute your energy and your time in this game, right? Especially when you're grinding in the game, right? Some people put in money, that's perfectly fine, right? Every RTG is different. There's like literally subsections and subcategories of RTGs, right? I like to keep mine clean, right? But I think I'm getting annoyed at how difficult the game, like the drop weight, like for a pure RPG, it's just like the amount of grinding that you have to do to get back on level with people, especially if you like say to yourself, oh, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off. You literally it's like the amount of work that you have to put back in to play catch up is just absolutely wild, right? So the pairing between Fofana and Milinkovic-Savic up top, just absolutely bonkers, right? At this stage in the game, it's a great pairing. Can it be better? Of course it can be better, right? I wanted Busquets, and if it were possible, right, I would have put Busquets and Milinkovic-Savic, right? But I need my Fofana on there in the short term at least, right? If we get Marquinhos, right, the chemistry would shake up again in a way that I can do the Busquets, right? I'm pretty sure, right, for Fofana, right? But we need the Fofana for the Medina card, right? So if we get Marquinhos, right, it would be a complete different situation, right? Because we'd have a lot of PSG requirements fulfilled, right? And we just, like it would be easy, right? So guys, third goal, right? And this player was literally trying out, like you could tell, right? I think he was trying out the Zola, I think he was trying out like Arena, I think he was trying out like a whole lot of like cool things, right? So this is definitely a high tier player, right? The Zola card looks absolutely beast too, right? He's a left wing or a left mid, right? Absolute beast card, right? And it's pretty cheap, all things considered, right? So kudos to my opponent, right? And I tried to keep possession in this match, right? Like this match took place literally like 15, 17 minutes ago. I tried for the life of me, right? I was like winning comfortably, and then I took my foot off the gas, right? And he did not. He just kept pausing the game. Paused the game like 20 times. Nah, I'm playing. He paused the game like a lot, right? Because he was like, he kept going back to the drawing board, going back to the drawing board, going back to the drawing board. He was going really intense in this match, right? And it was a really good opponent, really class opponent. All my opponents are class, right? Like let's circle back to what we were saying. Anyone who's still playing FIFA 23 at this stage in the game, it's always a high tier player, right? That's just the short and sweet of it, right? And guys, like I was holding on for dear life, and I made a silly little pass, and I brought my opponent back into the game, and he was playing at an extremely high tempo. And I'm tired. All the grinding that I had to do over the weekend to make the team that you saw there, right? These are like the final 3 matches for the weekend, and I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna lay back and relax for the rest of the weekend, right? And then Monday I'll start climbing up in rivals for the remainder of the season now, right? I think I don't need it from like outside of cosmetics, right? From a functional standpoint, the players that we have on the screen here can get the job done, right? Every single, like the power is, it's like the gap between power and skill is like not the gap. With the way the power is in my team, like the overall power of my starting squad, it makes the amount of effort that I have to put in to climb that much easier, right? It makes it that much easier, right? So we're working smart and we're working hard. So we're gonna make sure that climb happens, right? We waited till season 7, right? And everything else is just perks, right? That 90 plus, right? Icon player pick that we did today, it was technically a perk, you know, it was just like a cherry on top because we had that Rafinha there, right? The Garincha or the Rafinha, we're trying out Garincha for fun, right? Ben Yedder, I wanted him up front, right? So Ben Yedder is good, right? If we didn't have Ben Yedder, we would throw on the Eusebio up top, right? We have options is what I'm saying, right? But the Ben Yedder, the dribbling on the Ben Yedder, for his call price, he's going for like 210K right now, I think, right? Around there, like 100, anywhere from like 190 to 200, like at the time of this video, right? Like maybe a little under 188 around there, but his call price is around the same, right? And you're gonna ask, why is his coin still, you know, like still quite expensive? Well, it's because he shows up in game in a specific manner, even at this stage, right? The past team of the season, we're in the Shapeshifters promo, well into our third iteration, right? He still stands the test of time, right? So there are cards in here that are just absolutely beast-like in game, like they show up in game. And that, like, the rationale, right, between each one of these players being on the pitch, at least, like, to cater to my playstyle, it's because they're insanely responsive to how I play, right? Everyone has their preferences, right? And I honestly just think I've put together a decent enough team that, you know, like, all I have to do is make sure I'm warmed up correctly. Like, today, like, I was, like, groggy as hell because of all the grinding and all the trial and error to put this team together, right? But I'm happy with the team. As you can see, right? That header, he accidentally heads it into his own side, right? I thought I scored the header, but on replay, it was a different story, right? But absolute fun, absolute blast to try out this team finally, right? We have like a serious side, right? And guys, we're coming on the end of this video, right? I tried to like clip it and edit it in a specific manner, right? To keep it under 20 minutes, right? And we tried out Gavi. So how would I rate Gavi? He's as good as the Marcos Llorente in game, right? If not better, right? The way the stats are distributed in game. So I'm gonna give him like a solid 9.3 out of 10, right? And the Ben Yedder and the Garincha, they're starters, right? So guys, peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours. Sid out. Enjoy your weekend. Happy 4th of July. Cheers.